What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here. So Black Ops 3 has been out for quite a while already, but I always feel like I want to sink time into a review before I actually do it. And especially with a game like a Call of Duty game, you just want to play the multiplayer mode for I don't know how many tens of hours before you actually start judging it. And so that's what I'm going to do right now in this review, of course. So yeah, I mean, it is pretty simple to be honest. It feels like every single year my review for the new Call of Duty game can pretty much be the same thing. And that is that I think all the Call of Duty games in general are really great. They're always great games. They're never really particularly bad or something, right? The mechanics are awesome. The game just plays great. It performs super well as well, you know, on the PS4, especially that I've been playing on, but I know it also does on the Xbox and on the PC and stuff. Not last-gen consoles though, we all know the story there. But anyway, yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is Call of Duty at its core as usual, but it also is Call of Duty at its best, at least for the last couple of years for sure. I can already say I feel like, you know, with all the Call of Duty games that have been coming out on the PlayStation 4 now, with Call of Duty Ghost that was a little bit of a disappointment, with Advanced Warfare that I myself thought was fine, but many other people seem to be having pretty mixed opinions about. Black Ops 3 is definitely the best one out of the three already, I can say that for sure. But anyway, let's get into that, okay? So, of course, single player, not really that many people will care about it, but I do want to talk about every single aspect here. And I honestly feel like the single player this time around has some negatives, also some positives. The Black Ops series in particular for me always was the series in the Call of Duty universe, right, that actually had good stories. I really liked Black Ops 1, the campaign, especially, and Black Ops 2 was fine as well. But with this one, with this third one, I feel like the focus is just a little lost. The story in particular is just kind of confusing, especially near the end, and it's not really engaging. You don't play as Mason anymore. You don't play with the old characters. You don't have a real villain in there, it seems. Especially near the end, they make you really feel like that. I don't want to spoil anything, but I do feel like, you know, you're not gonna play this for the story. At least Black Ops 3 not. So that was a bit of a disappointment to me. I also felt like it had been really lacking variety in a way, you know, like there weren't that many epic set pieces. It felt like a lot of the environments were just your bland, sort of like big corridors that you're shooting in, or big, more open environment this time around for sure. But, you know, it was still just, you know, shoot a couple of guys, move on to the next area, and that's pretty much it. And a big part why it's like that, I feel, is because you can play this game entirely in co-op. And that's a cool thing though. I gotta say that works really well. You can play the entire single player campaign with 4 players in total, and it works flawlessly. If your teammate, for example, gets to a certain cutscene or whatever, you'll instantly transition to that as well, so you'll never feel like you're being, you know, you're not following it or whatever. You just move along as the other players do as well, and it works super great. I played through the entire game with my girlfriend and we had a blast for sure that way. But as I said, it does make it feel a little less connected. The story is not as great, and the sort of fights you have, in particular the set pieces you get, there's some awesome ones in there for sure, but at the same time a lot of it will be these big areas that you're just shooting through to advance to the next one, and that's a little bit of a disappointment. But as I said, the co-op aspect is really well done, and it still does feel like an epic Call of Duty single player with those particular set pieces. I just wish they were in there a little more. It's also super long actually, that's the good thing as well, because the previous Call of Duty games used to have a campaign that was like 5 hours each or whatever. This one easily is around 10 hours, I would say, literally double the length that your typical Call of Duty game used to have. So I did really like that about it, but yeah, you know, like the single player is not really that special to me anymore, whereas I did really like the Black Ops 1 and 2 single player campaigns in particular. I felt like those were literally maybe even reasons to buy the game, or at least it was a thing you definitely needed to experience if you bought it. With Black Ops 3, I more feel like, you know, like yeah, it's cool and it's fun to play, but it's not like recommended or necessary or something if you own the game. I feel you might as well hop straight onto multiplayer. You're not really gonna miss out on that much, I feel, personally. Of course, zombie mode returns, and I don't really have too much to say about it. I played it for, you know, around 5 to 10 hours, I would say. I still don't like that they got rid of the old characters, and I get it, you know, you can play with the old characters when you have this bonus map or whatever, but that's what I find so bad, is that zombie mode is such a big focus now, it seems, or they know that many people like zombie modes in Black Ops games, and then they only include one map in the main game. Like, what the hell? Why only one map? I don't really understand that, you know. But the map they do deliver, which I think takes place in like the 1940s or whatever, it has that particular vibe. It's awesome. Like, I really like it, and they add some new, you know, changes in there. You have this weird tentacle thing that you can activate, and all of a sudden you turn into this giant monster, and there's just lots and lots of secrets to be found in that map. So the map they do offer is great. It's big, it has lots of secret, as I said, but I just feel like there could have been more. It's that simple, right? And I'm not gonna be, you know, pre-ordering the collector's edition, or I'm not gonna be buying the season pass or whatever. So it just sucks that then I'm gonna be missing out on the map that I want to play, which is the one with the old characters and stuff. I don't know why they do it. Well, obviously for money, but you know, I just feel like it's a little bit of a letdown to me personally. Of course, what Black Ops 3 is all about, though, for most people, is the multiplayer mode. And as I said already in the beginning of this review, it's just Call of Duty at its best, right? And I mean, what they did now with the what did they actually call it? I don't know. I'm just gonna call it the exoskeleton again, like they did in Advanced Warfare, or the what is it? The jump abilities or whatever, the boosting stuff. It's in Advanced Warfare, many people complained that it was so extreme, right? The jumps you made were massive and stuff, and in Black Ops 3 it just feels a little more subtle. You still have those abilities, but your character moves a little slower. You can do wall runs, you can string all these certain moves together, and that's so great about it. This is just such a great game to kind of like pick up and play. I myself really like, for example, playing gun game in it. It's just a game mode that is pure fun, and they once again introduce stuff like the pick 10 system, where you just have so many options and so many choices to make regarding what class you want to run. Do you want to play with a secondary weapon? Which perk do you want to use? Do you maybe want to sacrifice one of these attachments or two of them so you can actually use multiple perks in the same slot, right? Those kinds of things make it so awesome. And this one, you know, like the maps are cool as well. I really like those. There's one that takes place in like Yemen or something, or just a more desert setting or whatever, where you have lots of wall running, you know, capabilities and options. And that sort of stuff is so great, so fun. You know, as I said, there isn't really too much to say about it. Like, Call of Duty is Call of Duty. It's never really gonna change, and the subtle changes they made here, which means just more sort of like choices in terms of how you want to navigate through the maps and stuff. Yeah, that sort of stuff is great, and I feel like it's really implemented well, and it just makes for a lot of fun. This is a shooter that I can see myself playing for the next year, in and out. You know, every couple of weeks or whatever, when I feel like it, in between playing other games and stuff. You know, I'm just gonna have a lot of fun with Black Ops 3, hands down, and that is kind of the thing. I feel like this Call of Duty, it is definitely the best one out of the three on the, you know, on the new generation of consoles. Ghost in particular, I think, wasn't really that great, and Advanced Warfare to me was, but I feel like Black Ops 3 simply is a better game. It's more fun. I have more fun playing it. It has that typical Black Ops feeling in terms of how the guns feel and how they shoot, and that's typically Treyarch as well. The game looks great, plays great at 60 frames. Yeah, Call of Duty is Call of Duty. It will always stay like that, but I feel like Black Ops 3 is just a great new one to be added to the collection. And, you know, if you're in for a great, simple arcade first-person shooter, then there's no way you're gonna be, you know, going or making a wrong choice by getting Black Ops 3. So that is kind of my verdict for Black Ops 3. It's nothing particularly amazing. It's nothing bad either, for sure. It's a great game, and as I said, it's probably the best Call of Duty game on the new generation of consoles. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed my review. Of course, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And for now, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.